Hey, it's Two-Siders. This week we have selected another random bunch of dinosaurs and also a random park to start with. This time around it was actually Canada, and we are playing on Sandbox with money turned on. Pretty much standard mode with a couple of extra stuff turned on, like contracts to help me a little bit and gene modification points. I don't know what to say about this one. We used a Google random number generator to select the random dinosaurs, and at the very end I had to select something from the very first available dinosaurs, otherwise we cannot start the park. So we got a bunch of medium-sized carnivores, including the Ceratosaurus. This is the whole list. So we got the Ceratosaurus as a initial 0-star animal. I constructed a circular paddock where we're gonna make all the dinosaurs and just transport them from to a different exhibit. It's so annoying in this game to create a circular path around the fences. It's really difficult to just randomly try. But I also constructed this Ceratosaurus exhibit initially, or the first exhibit there is. You can see the infrastructure stuff at the back there. And we already got our Ceratosaurus fossils. I know most of you don't really play with like Sandbox money, you just enjoy building stuff, even non-functional exhibits, and maybe this is the reason why, but the previous couple of episodes about this series, I made one episode per like 2 dinosaurs in Isla Nublar, and I also made a tour video, but it didn't really do really well. So instead of making, I don't know, like 4 or 5 videos about this one park, I decided to only make this one video. Probably because I guess, I don't know, most of you just want to watch exhibit construction videos, but I want to play this as a video game, I guess. So I play with money turned on. And by the way, the reason why I release these dinosaurs instead of just simply transporting them from the hatchery is mostly for you guys, but also myself. I mean, I do, and probably you do, love watching dinosaurs coming out from the hatchery, the sort of entrance animation that they have. And it kind of sucks that I wanted to make a video on it, but I guess a lot of people would hate that video. My opinion is basically that hatcheries should be much smaller than they are right now. Kind of like how it is in the original Jurassic Park Evolution, Jurassic Park Operation Genesis. Because right now, hatcheries are really expensive, and if you want to watch the animation, you have to place a hatchery, one hatchery for every exhibit, or connect them, like we've done so in the previous randomized Isla Nublar tour. This scene was just beautiful, so I had to record it. It's the dusk time of the day in Canada. Unfortunately, Canada proved to be a really small map for 10 dinosaurs, but look at this. Already with just 3 Ceratosauruses, they propelled us to 2.1 star rating, which is intense. We got a massive boost to our popularity, fame, and money. Unfortunately, we are going to create some dinosaurs that are really sucky. In fact, they are going to lose us money more than anything. The second dinosaur, like you saw on our random list, is going to be the Moros intrepidus, which is an extremely small carnivore. It's a type of tyrannosaur actually, but it's the size of a chicken. I had this idea for a completely sandy exhibit for them, with sand dunes and a little bit of vegetation. But look, the Ceratosaurus has already propelled us to over 2 stars, so we can unlock the monorail station. So I decided to create the Moros intrepidus exhibit in a completely different area of the park, and we can just connect it with a bunch of railing. I thought ahead. Unfortunately, in this game, constructing stuff is so annoying that if you don't think ahead, you're just gonna really hate this video game, where you have to constantly reconstruct parts of your park, and it's just really annoying, essentially. Again, I released the Moros Intrepidus so we could watch the entrance animation, and or technically hatchery exit animation. But they are so small, it's really difficult to hit them. Also, I didn't really know this before playing this park, but Canada and other snowy maps, when there is a storm, there is a chance for every single one of your dinosaurs to become sick. They get like hypothermia, and these Moros Intrepiduses get hypothermia every single storm. There's at least 1 or 2 of them that get it, and it's really annoying to transport them constantly to the Paleo center. In the meantime, I started constructing the lagoon, because we did get one lagoon animal, if you remember. Look, it cost $2 million just for the lagoon viewing gallery. So in the meantime, I have zero money. I mean, I have $1 million, but everything is so expensive, and like lagoons and aviaries, when it comes to money, they are really, it's a bad game design element of the entire game, how much they cost. And the plesiosaur was not on our list, but I'm forced to create 3 marine animals just so I can unlock the Tylosaurus, because to unlock the Tylosaurus you need a marine population of at least 3. So I'm thinking, you know, the Tylosaurs are gonna eat them anyways. But this is our initial, like, look, I didn't have money for the lagoon viewing gallery, so I just made normal viewing galleries, which is so stupid that it works. You can just use normal viewing galleries in front of aviaries and in front of like lagoons. The guests cannot even see into the lagoon, so I don't really understand. We're getting a lot of money from these Ceratosaurus, but again, all these research and the cost of researching the lagoons, the expedition cost of the lagoons, and all this stuff is so expensive. Finally, I unlocked the lagoon viewing galleries, and we're gonna place a bunch of paths here. This part of the park took the most amount of time to build, and it was just not worth it, because that large section, that whatever, like skeleton park, is really cool looking, but nobody goes there because the game is programmed so guests don't walk through these empty areas, unfortunately. But we have enough money to create 1 Tylosaurus, just 1 egg of $1.2 million, not to mention the synthesis cost. And here we are releasing our Tylosaurus. Now, what's super heinous, again, like, it's kind of illegal for me to have these plesiosaurs by the challenge standards, because we didn't randomly select those. I thought that the Tylosaurus would eat them. Forever, it never ate the plesiosaurs. I decided to sell the plesiosaurs. You will see in a later clip I'll tranquilize them. And that moment the Tylosaurus killed both 2 out of 3 plesiosaurs. It's such a heinous creature. Look at this bug with the train not moving. And to be honest with you guys, because like not many people really like this type of content of like playing this sandbox in with money, and these are the Metriacanthosaurs also on the challenge list. Because of that, I decided to make only 1 video. You can like it and comment something below to push it a little bit, but I just didn't really want to play this game or this park. So the rest of the park, I kind of just okay, let's get to 5 stars and then finish this video up. If you remember, on our list we had some really late game dinosaurs. Actually, we had Stegosaur, Sinoceratops, really annoying to unlock, and also a 3rd large herbivore. I don't remember. Oh yeah, the Iguanodon. Now, I didn't actually buy these, but we still got to 5 stars, so that's why I'm not including these 3. Look, and the plesiosaurs, I tranquilized them, and that's when the Tylosaur decided to kill them. Dude, it's such a annoying creature, holy hell. But yeah, So to finish up the park, I decided to get the Monolophosaurus, the Tropeognathus, and the Eutyrannus. As you can see in the bottom right, we already have like 4.1 stars with all the dinosaurs, so we don't really need that much to finish up the park. And even if I wanted to, like the Sinoceratops, the Iguanodon, and the Stegosaurus, this Canada park is just, it seems so tiny. There's just not enough space for like 10 dinosaurs, let alone if you turn on Jurassic mode and then you need to keep 22 dinosaurs in the park. Now, of course, we could keep them in the same exhibit as some herbivores, but carnivores are not really balanced in the game, so most of the times at least you have to keep them in separate exhibits, except some select carnivores that like each other, but even some of them that like each other just eat each other nonetheless. So 22 dinosaurs in Canada, I would hate to make that park, to be honest. And again, most of you are not playing on Sandbox money. I really wish, I guess, more people understood and respected the fact that I play with money, because it's so much more difficult. I don't turn off things like, you know, dinosaur comfort and stuff like that. So every single thing needs to be properly constructed. Dinosaurs require forest or whatever vegetation. I cannot put dinosaurs in too little exhibits, otherwise they get uncomfortable and break out. And look at this, the aviary viewing gallery costs $2 million, like the lagoon viewing gallery, and with the cheaper research, two scientists with the cheaper research trait, it only cost us like half. Or maybe it was 1.5 million and then it was like $700,000. But now, to be honest, if you're making so much money that the game is kind of a joke at this point, everything is unlocked at some point. The only thing standing in between us and 5 stars is basically just time. And that's not really an enjoyable video game, to be honest. We are just finishing up. Here's where the Monolophosaurus exhibit is, and placing some amenities. I'm also going to place the Eutyrannus exhibit here. Now for the Tropeognathus, as you saw me constructing the aviary. Did I just construct it? Maybe I'm just gonna construct it now. But I decided to construct it, next to these Moros intrapiduses, so that side of the park. And funnily enough, one Tropeognathus is enough for its minimum population. Again, we get these really bad storms, and it's so annoying how the small carnivores are designed in this game, because you make multiple small dinosaurs, it's much easier for them to get sick, and you have to transport them to the stupid Paleomedical Center every storm. Oh, by the way, not only is it expensive and you need a skillful scientist to unlock the aviary and the aviary viewing gallery, but you need to separately unlock the aviary fish feeder, piscivore feeder. So the whole process of creating lagoons and aviaries in actual like money sandbox is not very well designed. I would be really surprised if any of the developers designing this actually played their video game. And look at this, to heal the Moros intrepidus you need 6 welfare skill. So for some reason, to cure your dinosaur of a small illness costs more welfare skill on your scientists than actually creating your dinosaurs, and it might even be like really expensive. It's just badly designed. But anyways, we created our beautiful Tropeognathuses. Only one is enough to be able to live comfortably. You don't need 2 of them, but dude, I created the largest aviary we've ever seen, and we're just filling it with just like 2 flying reptiles, not even that large ones. So might as well create multiple of them. And by the way, of course, we could have reached 5 stars months ago by just creating multiple of the same dinosaur, but at some point, you know, I did want to like half-ass, I guess, the challenge a little bit. I didn't want to completely forsake the challenge. I just decided to not create 3 of the 10 dinosaurs in the challenge. So the last dinosaur we're gonna look at this. Even though we have Morus intrepidus and Tropeognathus in the same area, it's actually bad to have amenity buildings in this area because I am actively losing money from them. And not only am I losing money from them, we've got a bunch of spare money. But in this game, your income equals your park star rating. So by keeping those amenities there, I might increase the amenity percentage in the park, and I don't know if that gets us more guests, but overall it's a loss for me to have the amenity stuff in the Morus intrepidus and Tropeognathus area. It's kind of weird and stupid as well. I really like they are honestly one of the most beautiful dinosaurs in the game, these Eutyrannuses. At first I really hated them because I kind of hate how many raptors and T-Rexes we have in this game, and large carnivores just look like slight variations of each other, you know. Like, I much prefer the Acrocanthosaurus, if you remember, in Jurassic Park Operation Genesis than what we have here, but the Eutyrannus is actually a very, very decent dinosaur, even though it's a type of T-Rex, because they made it feathery and furry. But what really gets me is their beautiful ice cold eyes. I don't know if the eye color changes with the skin color variations. It probably doesn't actually, but the eye color, especially with this white, I only created the white variant. I should probably make a different park with the Eutyrannuses. I'm definitely gonna do that and change the fur color, because furry dinosaurs or feathery dinosaurs are really cool when it comes to changing their skin colors. And yeah, just a really cool dinosaur in my opinion. Pleasantly surprised by the Eutyrannus's differences. And again, if you look around, there's just, I would have to make big variations to the park to be able to fit the Stegosaur, the Sinoceratops, and the Iguanodon, if I wanted to keep them especially in different exhibits. So just really annoying. This was the first park I did after researching how much space dinosaurs need, and some dinosaurs only require 1 or 2 square fences of space. And I thought that, okay, to be honest, even some of the exhibits you see here are tiny. The Metricanthosaurus almost don't fit in their exhibits. Or the Metriacanthosaurus, if I wanted to pronounce it right. Finally, after the Eutyrannuses, we can get enough money on these amenities, so we finally reached 5 stars, as you can see in the bottom right corner. And here's a short park tour of the finished park. Again, if you look around, there's just not much space for the Stego, the Sinoceratops, and the Iguanodon. Maybe if I completely smooshed everything together and used the circular hatchery area for one of them, I guess. Ceratosaurus exhibit, this is when I actually gave an F about designing the exhibit. It's not particularly beautiful, but it's alright. I don't really like these orange colored Ceratosauruses. The base variation is much, I guess, more iconic, the red-black ones. It's really funny, I put the arrival point in the very middle of the park because I thought I would build around it, but it's complete. That's the only barren part of the park, I think. Again, these beautiful Eutyrannuses. Even the light blue colored horns or tips on their heads is just really cool. And this is pretty much the only Monolophosaurus color I use as well, this bright green. This music is so scary. This is the winter theme from Actually, it's another park builder game. It's a really old park builder game. It's at the very least 20 years old, but it's not even 20 years old. It's like 25 years old. It's the very first wildlife park, actually. And funnily enough, Jurassic World Evolution 2 is missing some cool gameplay elements from that wildlife park game. Mostly breeding animals. What was really cool about Wildlife Park 1 was that one way to play it was a really difficult game for money. Much less hand-holdy as Jurassic World Evolution 2. And one of the ways to make money was to actually breed animals, or just buy some animals that bred like rabbits essentially and just sell them. And it was really funny because normally I talk about how, for instance, Zoo Tycoon 2 is like the perfect park builder game, and so many stuff should be pulled from Zoo Tycoon 2 to Jurassic World Evolution 2, but technically, Zoo Tycoon 2 you cannot sell your animals that you've bred. You can give them to another park, just like instantly remove them from the game, and then you can send them to the wild, but that's about it. In Jurassic World Evolution 2, of course, you can sell your dinosaurs, but there's no point to it because you paid much more for them when you created them than actually what you would get for selling them. Like maybe if you trained up like a dominant dinosaur, but even then you have to like spend a lot of money making it fight with other dinosaurs. And there's no point. I mean, after the first like 10-15 minutes, you're just gonna make more money in Money Sandbox anyways, and no wonder most of you, like 75% of you, play this game just without money turned on and just like creating a beautiful park. Because this game is less of a video game and more of a paintbrush. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you like this sort of content. Like the video, comment whatever you want below, and I shall see you tomorrow. Bye bye.